very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico Vicabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Wena Isala, Nina Goza, Nana Jama, and Yanage Pharosi, Okonane, all the then saw no one Because you will make a difference with your source and we're not going to but you know what? They will like you to believe that someone is because no, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I've come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. All the state government brought them in. Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show me. Somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, We don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Ohaji, you come to everybody, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to be careful, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you get everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger, airport, refinery. You take oil, you from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. Or as and you're telling me that that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out, pages of the newspaper, to give the world the impression that everything is okay when things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is why you must stay in it. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. So I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Ekpa Kanu to President Biden. In it, Ekpa said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting them. Most of them are people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. The prayer of David from the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord. You will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men.
Of Abore is a no-go area because a lot of things have changed. During the time of the Abore Accord, we do not have 6 terrorist groups in Nigeria, and that 6 terrorist groups, they are coming from one particular region. We do not have that during that time. So there are so many compelling factors that will make us not to talk about Abore Accord. Abore Accord or anything restructuring is out of question. Of course, some people may argue that, yes, let us restructure regionally and all that. And my question to them is, how do you restructure the 6 terrorist group? We need to handle this issue in a way to solve the terrorists, to solve the issue of insecurity. And we say we have researched and we know how to solve it. How to solve it is to, first of all, identify the reason why you have the terrorist group in Nigeria in the first place. What are the reasons? The reason is very simple. The terrorist group are fighting for Islamic State. What is Islamic State? Islamic State is a state where you have Sharia law. The Sharia law may be very extreme, but however, there is no difference between Islamic State and Sharia law. The Sharia law, Islamic State. Islamic State is Sharia law. Now, when you disintegrate Nigeria, automatically you have disintegrated the interest of the terrorist group that were formed to make sure that they turn Nigeria into Islamic State. Because as I speak to you now, the 12 northern states in Nigeria already are practicing Sharia law. And even though we have Christians in the northern Nigeria will be very comfortable with their Sharia law because they're already practicing that at the moment. That will also disintegrate the interests of the terrorists who are eyeing the middle belt of Nigeria and the southern Nigeria. When that is done, when Nigeria is created tribal line, the interest of this terrorist group already has been disintegrated 80%. How do we end this terrorism in the north? By that time, all terrorists will either lay down their arms in frustration or they continue to launch terrorist attacks in other neighboring countries like the Middle Belt, Biafra, and Ududua. And what do? We are going to have what we call a joint military operation for a complete wiping out of terrorists in Sahel region because we are going to have uncompromised military. In Nigeria today, you have compromised military. You have military who are sympathetic to the terrorists. And those who are ready to fight the terrorist group in Nigeria will never be allowed to become the chief of army staff. Even if they're allowed to become the chief of army staff, the chief of army staff does not go to one front. The people that goes to one front who are sympathetic to the terrorists, so it can never work. And it can never end the war on terrorism. But disintegration of Nigeria will end the war on terrorism. It will make us, Biafra people or Ududua people, and however, whichever country that is going to emerge from Nigeria, uncompromised military operation to bring Africa to a safe place. Like I said, the disintegration of Nigeria will be the beginning. Lastly, You also agree with what most of the things I've said, and I'm very happy for that. And it will be good that with this thing that you said I have planted in your minds today, we begin to discuss it. Let it begin to germinate. That sometime you also agree that sometimes you need to to disintegrate in order to come together. And that's what we're asking for. The disintegration of Nigeria, the disintegration of those who feel oppressed, who feel they are different, and for that, they are not being carried along in any government. Bringing them and making them go their way and govern themselves will strengthen the unity of Africa at the end of the day.
Heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
You're very, very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this morning program. I appreciate every one of you that have joined us wherever you are joining from. I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of the program. Like and share this program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to your neighbors. Share to everyone that is close to you so that we can get in touch and continue to spread this gospel of freedom. It is our responsibility to continue to spread this gospel no matter how difficult it is. So join us wherever you are, make your contribution, add your own quota, and let us make our voice heard. Remember that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not promote hate in this very platform. We don't come here to attack any person or individual. We do not come here for saga, propaganda, or blackmail. We don't speak against any religion or race. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state, Nigeria. the situation of Nigeria is not getting better any soon. The Biafran people have suffered enough for many years, for many decades. They have been facing marginalization, they have been facing death, and yet nobody seemed to pay attention. Not the government of the country, not the international community. At a point in time, it became a written code. It became a written code that human rights abuse against the Biafrans is not regarded as human rights abuse. Crime against humanity in Biafra land is not regarded as crime against humanity in Biafra land. Genocide against Biafrans is not regarded as genocide. We begin to see a global conspiracy against the Biafran people. That is why it has given concern that the Biafrans will rise up from all corners wherever they are, speak in one voice to demand their right. And that is what we are all doing in various Biafra platforms. All we are asking is for freedom. We are demanding for our rights. Freedom of expression. That is what we are demanding for. The message of Biafra is not a message of hate. It's not a message of violence. It's a message of love. A message of unity. A message of sincerity. A message to save humanity. That is what the message of Biafra is all about. For those who misunderstand the message of Biafra due to their hatred, for those who are trying to blackmail the message of Biafra because of their hatred, envy, and jealousy, you can never change narrative. The truth will remain the truth, no matter how you try to blackmail it. The truth remains that the message of Biafra must be preached, whether you like it or you don't like it. And we will continue to preach that gospel. That is why I'm here every morning, spreading the gospel of Biafra based on truth. We know that in recent days, there has been so many propaganda and blackmail on various platforms. In recent days, there have been so many confusion. But if you are genuine and you are seeking for the truth is not far-fetched. It is always staring at you. All it takes is for you to remove the envy, jealousy, anger in you. Once you remove these items in you, come with a pure heart, you will see the truth. You will see the truth. But when you occupy your hearts with envy and jealousy, the enemies will use you. It doesn't matter. You might be from Biafra land. You might be from the old Southeastern region. You might be an Igbo person, yet the enemy will use you against your own freedom. This is what we are seeing today on the social media. The people who were meant to fight for their freedom, speak up for the atrocity that's committed against them, they are the ones destroying themselves. So many people derive joy in coming online to castigate their own brother and their own sister, to destroy the image of Biafra. The worst is speaking against the leadership of this struggle. Even a child, a newborn baby today in Biafra land knows that the face of Biafra today is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is nothing you can do about that. For anybody that is genuinely seeking for freedom, not just for Biafra, for anybody, any sincere person in that Zoological Republic today knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become a figure to emulate. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become a standard to follow from all the revelations he made, from all the messages he preached, and from the way he pursued truth and pursued self-determination for his people. He has become a symbol that you cannot ignore. The whole world is paying attention to his case. But unfortunately, some people still think they can damage his reputation. I only pity them because they are not going to end well. I pity them because they didn't verify very well. Envy and jealousy have taken them into their destruction. If you are fighting against Mazen Nnamdi, tarnishing the image of Mazen Nnamdi in one way or the other, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you won't go scot-free. I bet you won't go scot-free. And you might not have a chance for repentance. Not just Mazen Nnamdi, if you devote your time in tarnishing the image of Mazen Simon Ekpa Njoko, a man who committed himself to defend his own land, defend his people, encourage his people to defend themselves, made sure that Biafrans are not murdered in cold blood. Make sure we don't lose blood. But instead of applauding him or joining him to secure the land, the Nigerian government succeeded in conniving with the politicians and some disgruntled members of IPOB to blackmail him. You blackmail him, and today he's serving sentence in Finland. And somehow you think that you're going to go scot-free. You will not go scot-free. As for our leaders, Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, they will come out. They will definitely come out. There is nothing on earth that will stop them from experiencing their freedom. They will come out. As we are expecting the call-off of their appeal, Mazen Nnamdi is massively preparing for his appeal, and Mazen Simon Ekpa is also preparing for his appeal. More especially the appeal of Mazen Simon Ekpa coming up on the 5th of August. Biafrans are advised to be in Finland to witness what is going to happen. And Biafrans are having a mass protest in Finland. Biafrans will be protesting in Finland from the 4th to 7th, in Lati to be precise. So wherever you are as a Biafran, get your ticket and prepare yourself to come to Lati. The protest will commence in Finland, Lati. That is where all the Biafrans will assemble. So get your ticket on time so that you will be in Finland before 4th to join the protest. We want to show the world that our Prime Minister is not alone. It is you and I that sent him for that mission. And we will do everything humanly possible to protect him. He did the same thing for Mazen Nnamdi. The same way he defended Mazen Nnamdi, protected Mazen Nnamdi, and made sure that the image of Mazen Nnamdi is not ridiculed. The same thing is what we are going to do for him. It is our responsibility. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you to like and share this program. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. This is the moment of truth. The moment we have waited for. This is something we have signed up for. We have decided that we'll make sure that the voice of Biafra is not silenced. We'll make sure we give voice to our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi and our Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa. We'll give them a voice. No matter how Nigerian government try to silence them, we will not allow that to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. So today we have come once again on our usual program, wherever you are watching from, whether you are watching on TikTok, you're watching on Facebook, or you're watching us on YouTube, I welcome you immensely. Today's topic, we are speaking on Biafra's self-determination, leadership, infiltration, and the role of British colonialism. That is what we are going to discuss today. Remember, this is a very important month. A month we remember our heroes. And our Heroes Remembrance Day is going to come up on the 30th of this month. We have some few days more. Some few days to go. Don't you ever forget. Prepare yourself for the 30th May. And remember, that 30th May is a total lockdown in Biafra land. The entire Biafra land will shut down. Don't forget. So wherever you are, get prepared, get yourself ready. If there are things you will need to use on that day, begin to secure them for yourself. Remember, this is a critical time. The enemies of Biafra usually conduct their false flag on that day. They can go to the extent of taking innocent life just to demonize our Remembrance Day. Don't make yourself a victim. Don't make yourself a victim. Make sure you stay indoor. Pray along with your family members. Pray along with your children. There is one person or the other that you pray for. If you don't know whom to pray for our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu and Prime Minister Simon. We have a lot of departed soul to remember. 30th May must be observed in silence. So wherever you are, don't fail to observe that. And in this month, we continue to go back into history to talk about how things started and where it started from. This morning, great people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, justice, and truth all over the world, wherever you are watching from this morning, either you are watching us on TikTok, you are joining us on Facebook, or you are watching us on YouTube, where I'm hosting the program on the Biafra channel. I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of this program. Wherever you are watching from this morning, I welcome you to this very important broadcast. Please, I urge you to share this stream. Share this live stream massively because the discussion we are about to have touches on history, identity, leadership, survival, and the future of millions of people. So kindly like and share this program, very important, so that you are not left behind. Today we are speaking on a very sensitive but necessary topic. Biafra's self-determination. The reason behind the agitation that you are seeing every day. Biafrans did not just wake up and begin to agitate. You know, sometimes when you don't look into history, when you don't understand the Biafrans, you begin to wonder, why do they come online on a daily basis and they are shouting? Why is the noise every day? Why are they calling out the government of Nigeria all the time? You will not understand. Pay attention. Before the end of this program, you will understand better. Whether you are a Nigerian or non-Nigerian, this program is for you. It is to save humanity. The call to save Nigeria is a call to save humanity. When the contraption called Nigeria is saved, the world will be saved. But if the chaos continues, it is going to spread to the whole world. So when we speak about it, it is not just about the Biafra. It has everything to do with the world. It's unfortunate they are not paying attention. So this morning, we are speaking on self-determination. The reason behind the agitation, the leadership challenges, the infiltration of the movement by the caliphate, by the British, by the government of Nigeria, the role of Nigerian government and how British colonialism planted division and tribal hatred that still affect Nigeria till today. This is not just an emotional conversation. This is a historical conversation. This is a political conversation. This is a conversation about justice, the right of people to determine their own future. That is what we are talking about. The right of the people to determine their own future. Before we continue, I want everyone watching to understand something very clearly. Pay close attention. I want you that is watching, wherever you're watching from, to understand something very clearly. No matter your tribe, no matter your religion, no matter your political opinion, history must always be discussed honestly. no matter your tribe, religion, or political opinion, history must always be discussed honestly. Because when history is hidden, societies repeat the same mistake over and over again. And one thing that is lacking in the contraction called Nigeria is this honest discussion. Honest discussion is one thing that is lacked in the case of Nigeria. The leaders who participated in this evil, who are part of this contraption, do not want the truth to be revealed. You can see just recently, Gowon at his old age is still trying to destroy history, thinking that he's the only man alive. But we have evidence and survivors who were witness of what transpired during the Civil War. Yet, Gowon has a gut to continue to distort history, even at his old age. One thing that is lacking in Nigeria is honest discussion about the situation of Nigeria today. So please, share this broadcast. Drop your location in the comment section. Subscribe if you have not done so. If you are new on this platform, make sure you subscribe. And let us begin. Please patiently join us on this program. When you're kicked out, find your way back. I'm not going to take much of your time, but the information that are coming are very important. This is a very educative section. As I have always told you in my platform, we are not here to instigate violence or to attack any person's religion or race, but to say the truth, to have an honest discussion about the situation in the contraption called Nigeria and in the self-determination of the Biafran people. First of all, what is self-determination? Self-determination simply means the right of people to decide their political future, their identity, their governance, and how they want to exist. This is what the Biafrans are asking for. But in the contraption called Nigeria, whenever Biafrans put forward this very request, Nigeria call it a call for war. How can a call for one to decide his political future become a call for war? How can a call for someone to decide his identity become a call for war? How can a call for someone to govern himself become a call for war? But that is what the Nigerian government have made many people to believe. That is why today, our supreme leader, Nnamdi, is serving a life sentence for calling for self-determination. For calling for the right to decide the political future of the Biafran people, to decide the identity where they want to be, to decide how they will be governed. This is why he is given a life sentence. But self-determination in itself is recognized internationally. Internationally, worldwide, self-determination is recognized. Across the world, many nations and groups have fought for self-determination. Some succeeded peacefully. Others passed through conflict before gaining recognition. And this is a fact. This is one fact that most of us Biafrans should have in our mind. There are two options. There are two options. Some succeeded peacefully. Some get their self-determination peacefully. Through several agitations and several write-ups and several commitments. Others pass through conflict before gaining recognition. So there are two ways to get recognition. If Nigeria refuses to give us a recognition peacefully, we will have no choice than to take the other part through conflict. The most important thing is that we must gain the recognition that we desire and deserve. So when people talk about Biafra self-determination, they are talking about the belief that the people of the old southeastern region should have the right to decide their political future without intimidation or suppression. That is all we are saying. Allow us to decide our political fate, our political right, without intimidation or suppression. This is something that Nigeria doesn't want to hear. They don't want us to be whom we are supposed to be. In 21st century, many supporters of Biafra believe that the current Nigerian structure does not protect their interests politically, economically, and socially. And this is absolute truth. How can you be living in a country in 21st century where your interest is not protected? Where your interest is not protected politically, economically, or socially? How can anyone be in such society in 21st century? And this is the foundation of the agitation of the Biafran people. Maybe you do not know. That is the foundation of the agitation of the Biafran people. Now, whether some agree or disagree with the movement, one thing nobody can deny is this: the agitation did not start today. The agitation of Biafra did not start today. The roots go back to decades. It did not start today. So if you think you can just wake up today and end the Biafran cause, sorry to disappoint you. It won't happen. To understand the Biafra agitation, we must go back to British colonial rule. For you to understand the Biafran agitation properly, it goes back all the way to British colonial rule. The British did not create Nigeria based on cultural unity or mutual agreement among ethnic groups. Get that into your head as you are listening. Nigeria was created mainly for administrative and economic convenience, for the interest of the British. Nigeria was not created for the locals. Nigeria was created mainly for administrative and economic convenience by the British. Different ethnic nationalities with different culture, religion, political system, and histories were merged together by force. And during colonial administration, many historians argue that the British used indirect rule differently across region, and that is absolute truth. In northern Nigeria, traditional emirate system were heavily protected and empowered. In the south, especially among the Igbos, the political structure was more decentralized and different from the feudal system in the north. Over time, mistrust grew among regions. Competition for political power increased. Ethnic suspicion increased. And colonial policies sometimes deepened these divisions instead of healing them. Many people believe that British political structure after independence favored certain power blocks for strategic reasons. That is absolutely true. I have played several videos of the confirmation or the favoritism that British did during their colonial era, how they favored the caliphate, the northern caliphate, how they favored the Hausas, even when these people rejected independence. Nigeria would have gotten their independence earlier than 1960. But the North said they were not ready. The North were refusing to get independence. They said we are not ready. They were ready to serve for the rest of their life. It took the South, Dr. Nnamdi, to convince them. Even when Awolowo was telling Nnamdi, let's go our separate ways. Let's go for independence and let these people be. But Dr. Nnamdi was playing the good man. He was playing the good guy. And he has to go extra mile to convince the North to join in the independence. But surprisingly, during independence, the country was handed over to the northern region for control. And that is the genesis of the problem you are seeing today. When you see them claim that Nigeria belongs to them, don't blame them. It is what Britain planted into their brain. Over time, mistrust grew among regions. Competition for political power increased. Ethnic suspicion increased. The colonial policy sometimes deepened those divisions instead of healing them. The colonial policies was what deepened the division instead of healing them. When you show favor to the North and ignore the South, empower the North and make them believe that the country belongs to them. That is why we are still facing terrorism in Nigeria today. That is why Nigeria will never ever be redeemed. Many people believe that the British political structure after independence favored certain power blocks for strategic reasons. And we know it is not a guesswork. That was what actually transpired. This remained one of the most debated issues in Nigerian history. They continue to run around it, but we have evidence on video of confessions of British people, how they favored the North. How the North was favored. And the South was ignored. Because the British were afraid of the South. They said that the Southerners are very intelligent and smart. They cannot be manipulated. They knew that once they hand over to the South, it is complete handover and they will never return. So they chose their puppets from the North. Surprisingly, without including those who were in forefront of pursuing independence. That is the evil that the British planted. And that was all that generated every other problem you are seeing. The Nigerian Civil War between 1967 and 1970 changed everything. After political instability, ethnic tension and violence against Easterners in part of northern Nigeria, the Eastern region declared the Republic of Biafra under the leadership of our eternal leader, Din Odumegwu. When the pogrom was so much, there was no other choice we had. We had no choice. 30th May is very important. We are going to remember everyone that died through the pogrom. 30th May, we remember the Asaba massacre. These were innocent civilians who were coming out to welcome the Nigerian forces. Innocent civilians, unarmed. They were wearing white, raising white flags to welcome Nigerian forces to Biafra land. What did they do? They opened fire on them. What other genocide would be greater than that? But the painful thing that the people that committed this atrocity are being celebrated today. Even as we are here, they are being celebrated. Their names and their tags are in important places in Nigeria. People that committed genocide against innocent, and none of them have been held accountable to date. Those who participated in the pogrom against the Biafrans were innocent children, pregnant women, we are murdered in cold blood. They are still very much around. Being celebrated, not just in Nigeria, even across the world, holding important positions. People that are supposed to be rotting in jail. People that are supposed to be in ICC answering their questions. But they have been covered up by the Nigeria and the owners of Nigeria, the British. The Asaba massacre, the man who led the troop in Asaba massacre, today he is the most celebrated criminal in Nigeria. They have his name as Murtala Mohammed, and they put his name in the airport. That when you talk about Nigeria today, you must know about Mohammed, about Murtala Mohammed. You must know about Murtala Mohammed, because that is the airport where you will land. And that airport was named after a man that committed genocide. After a man that led genocide. That was the person that was named with the international airport in Nigeria. The biggest and most known international airport in Nigeria is named after a man that committed genocide. You see why we say that the black race, most of them, we don't have conscience. We don't have conscience. In the West, people that participated in slavery, slave trade, people that participated in slave trade, their images were pulled down. I am talking of slave trade. People that participated, their images were pulled down from important places where they were, nobody want to remember this about them. But in Nigeria, people who committed genocide against Biafran people are celebrated. And they tell us to forget. We will never forget. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. We will never forget. That is why we will continue to pursue exit from the zoological republic. We must exit. The innocent souls who were murdered in cold blood will never rest. They will never rest. They have not been buried to today. And you're asking for peace in Nigeria. Nigeria will never know peace. Nigeria will never know peace until they atone for the innocent blood shared in that contraction. They will never know peace. Every 30th May, we will invoke the spirit of the dead and then we go after them. Every 30th May, in few days, the invocation of the spirits, innocent souls who were murdered in cold blood and denied them burial, the spirit will rise and they will speak. And our agitation is for them. Because their wish is that we will get out. None of them will be happy seeing us being part of those who took their innocent life. The spirit of our children who they murdered will never be happy seeing us being part of the people that took them away from this planet. Their spirit will never be happy with us. That is why wherever you are, you must stand up and stand tall. Don't you ever give up. No matter the situation, we will fight until the last man standing. The war that followed was devastating. Millions of people suffered. Starvation became widespread. Families destroyed. Children died from hunger and diseases. Till date, the memory of that war remains emotional for many families in the Southeast, up to date. And if you want to know how we feel, come to Biafra land on the 30th of May. Any part of the world where you are watching this program from, and you are a journalist, if you want to know what Biafrans have gone through or how we feel, come to Biafra land on the 30th May to see things for yourself. And this is something many people outside the region do not fully understand. If you are not a Biafran, you can't understand what we go through, what we feel. You can never in your lifetime understand how a Biafran feels, except you are a Biafran. That is why I do not appreciate people come and tell me, I know how you feel. I know what people are going through, and you don't understand that. You don't know what you feel. If you are not a Biafran, you can never understand how the Biafrans feel. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. That even up to today, up to this moment, the genocide is still going on. We are still being denied our rights. The atrocities against the Biafrans is still going on. In a country that you're supposed to be part of, you have to explain yourself before you can attain to any height. In issues that people have to take one step and get to somewhere, you have to take 10 steps to get to a certain place. To some areas, you can never aspire for some certain position in a country where you are supposed to be the first class in that country. Because the wealth of that country comes from you. The popularity of the country comes from you. Whatever that country is today in outside the world, it is because of the people from the south, more especially the Biafran people. But yet, they are not regarded. Till today, the memory of that war remains emotional for many families in the old southeastern region. And this is something many people outside the region do not fully understand. If you are not a Biafra, you will never understand this. For many of us Biafrans and the supporters of Biafra today, the civil war is not just history. Those of us, the agitators, those of us who have Biafra at heart, our friends and well-wishers, the history of Biafra, the issue of the civil war is not just history. It is not just history. It is memory. It is trauma. It is identity. That memory continues to influence political opinion till today. The memory of Biafra continues to influence political opinion. And he wants us to forget. He wants us to pretend, oh, it never happened. You want us to pretend that all is well. You are a dreamer. Think again. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. We will never forget. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter your propaganda and your blackmails, you can never change our faith and our belief. We will never forget. We will continue to fight this battle until we regain our freedom. We will never forget. Wherever you are watching from, let us ask the important question. Very, very important question that people don't want to ask. Why is the Biafra agitation still alive after so many years? After many decades, why is it the Biafra agitation still very much stronger than ever? Today, presently, it is much more stronger than ever, than you can ever imagine. Many supporters point to several reasons. There are so many reasons why we can never, ever back down on the Biafra agitation. One of those reasons is the political marginalization. Political marginalization. The Janjaweed have succeeded in manipulating our politicians. Today, there is no political leader in Biafra land. No single political leader in Biafra land. They have made people to believe until you bow to Sokoto, you will never amount to anything politically in Nigeria. Today, there is no person from the old South that has political influence in Nigeria. Never. Sokoto will choose who becomes your governor. They will choose who becomes your senator. They will choose who becomes your local government chairman. They have gone to the extent of picking those who will be our traditional rulers. That is how bad it is. Today, Sokoto will decide who becomes our traditional ruler. We no longer have a voice. We cannot even decide what happens in our own home. That is how bad it is. And that is why you see somebody like Soludo in the front line of fighting the Biafran cause and make sure that nothing stands. It is not ordinary. He's not just doing it because he wants to do it. He has sworn an oath to defend the caliphate. And that was the condition of him becoming a governor. Peter Mba is doing the same thing. He swore the same oath. Allegiance to the Sokoto Caliphate. That is why they don't care. Even when the terrorists are in their states, taking innocent lives, they don't care. Instead of going after the terrorists, they go after their own citizens. Soludo have gone to the extent of blackmailing the Igbo people. Soludo will come to the international media and tell them that it is the Biafran people that are creating the chaos. Soludo on many occasions have labeled us as the aggressor instead of the victim that we are. That is how bad it is. The caliphate have succeeded in entering in our midst, manipulated every system, and today we are living at their mercy. And you want us to stop? We would never stop the agitation. We would never give up. We would never back down. It is either Biafra or nothing. And I thank Chukwu Okike for the kind of leaders he has given us. Nnamdi Kanu, even at the expense of his life, he is still there talking. Even when his life is at stake, even when every idiot have turned against him, yet standing strong. Mazi Simon Ekpa kept his career aside to pursue this cause. That should show you how important it is. The position Mazi Simon Ekpa have attended in Finland, this is the prayer point of so many of us. It is the prayer point of many of us to attain the height Mazi Simon Ekpa have attained, let alone get into that position and then you throw it away for your people. And today, what did they do? They don't even recognize him. They didn't appreciate him. They joined the enemy to attack him and call him names and make sure that he was sentenced. But in the midst of all this, we will never stop. No matter what the enemies are doing, it does not matter the name they call us, the title they give us, we will never forget and we will not stop. We will continue to pursue our freedom until we are free. Political marginalization. We believe that the Southeast has not received equal political treatment within Nigeria. And it is not just that we believe. You have to go and make inquiry and you will see it. Today, the Igbo tribe is one of the major tribes in Nigeria among the three. What we know Nigeria to be is Wazobia. And that Wazobia means the north, the southwest, and the old southeastern region. But today, in Nigeria, the southeast is not represented. The old southeastern region is not represented. More especially the Igbos, they are nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. They are not even number 4 in that country. In all positions, they are nowhere to be found. And you think it's okay. You think it's okay. Number 2, insecurity. Insecurity. Citizens feel unsafe. Believe government has failed to protect lives and community. This is the one that is happening today. The insecurity today is not just against the Biafran people, against every single indigenous person in Nigeria is living in fear. The insecurity has grown so much that nowhere is secure, from Abuja to the lowest place you can think of. Kidnapping is happening on a daily basis. As we speak, children are kidnapped in Oyo State. School children have been kidnapped. going to 2 weeks, and yet the government does not issue any statement and they do nothing about it. Children kidnapped, a teacher beheaded. The terrorists kidnapped a teacher, beheaded the teacher, released the video, and continue to demand for ransom. This is 2 weeks. The government has not done it. A little baby of 2 years old is among those who was kidnapped. There is no outrage. Up to this moment, they are still in captivity. The president is not talking. He cannot even declare state of emergency in a country where children are kidnapped. And people are going about it. Go to their conventional media. You will not hear them talking about it. They have moved on. That is how bad it is. You go to conventional media, they have moved on. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is speaking about it. This is sad. Are you talking of Biafra land? Biafra land, they are conducting operation every single day, taking the life of the innocent youth. Today, it is difficult for you to see a young man in Biafra land. Every young men have deserted their place. They ran away to other places. They have chased all the young men away from Biafra land. You can't find any young man in Biafra land. Taking innocent life every single day. No security. And this is why we will never stop and we will never forget. We will never, ever stop agitating until we exit the contraption called Nigeria. And we will never forget. The government is not ready to protect anybody. They don't want to protect a newborn baby. They will not protect you. A child, school children are not protected. Women are not protected, let alone men are not. No protection. When you leave your house in the morning, you don't have a guarantee that you're going to come back home alive. When you are traveling, you are not sure that you're going to be back alive. This is the situation in the contraption called Nigeria today as we speak. Number 3 reason why we will never ever stop agitating or back down is economic complaint. Economic complaint. Infrastructure imbalance, investment distribution, and federal appointments. Economic complaint. We will never back down. As long as the infrastructure imbalance continue, we will never back down. Never. It doesn't matter how they do it. As long as the infrastructure imbalance continue. In the southeastern parts of Nigeria, where you have people who are able, where you have the entrepreneurs, yet we do not have any seaport. In the southeastern part of Nigeria, where you have the travelers, people that travel across the whole world, there is no country of the world where you will not see a Biafra, where you will not see somebody from the old South, and yet we do not have an operational international airport. We still have to take a connecting flight from Lagos to our side, or from Abuja to our area. But the main people who operate, who make use of that airline every day, traveling from one place to the other, there is no single international airport in their area. The ones they call international airport is just a title. It's a title they give. They give that title, but at the end of the day, it is not an international airport. Flights still have to transit from Lagos, from Abuja to our homeland. Infrastructure imbalance. There is no seaport. In a country where we have the southeast, have the deepest part of ocean, the deepest access to the ocean is in the southeast. We have areas in the southeast where you don't need to dredge. For you to create a seaport, you do not need to dredge the sea. We have access to the sea in the south, yet we do not have any seaport. There's no seaport. We will never forget and we will never stop. There is no presence of the federal government in the country called Nigeria. You see them establishing different kinds of projects in the north, in the southwest, everywhere developing, creating their rail line, but they never, ever think of looking at the southeast, including common road, ordinary road. The southeast, individuals take charge of their road. And most of our communities, we buy transformer and we put lights for ourselves. We will never forget. And we will never stop agitating. Because Nigeria is unsafe. The imbalance is so frustrating, is so evident that no sensible person will see that and continue to be in that very contraption and continue to call yourself part of Nigeria. We are not, and we will never be. Number 4, emotional and historical memory. This is why we will never, ever stop agitation. As I said earlier, many families still carry the pain of civil war generation. We still carry that pain around. Not only that we carry that pain around, Nigerian government continue to remind us of the civil war, the pain we went through. Just recently, an Afenifere chieftain came on the national television and threatened the entire race. Threatened the entire race that have passed through genocide before, threatening us of another genocide. This is not the first, not the second, and will not be the last. The Oba of Lagos threatened us to throw us in the lagoon. Nothing was done. No apology. A common Agbero in Lagos threatened the entire Igbo people and carried the threat out. Nobody held him responsible till date. Asere Dokubo came out on video with an AK-47 and threatened the entire Igbos. Nobody called him out. There have been several times. They continue to remind us of the genocide. They continue to touch that wound to make sure it doesn't heal. And I bet you we will never, ever forget. More especially, we are in a month of remembrance. 30th May is going to come in a few days. And we are going to invoke the spirit of the dead once again to go after every single idiot that is standing against our freedom. Then we continue to hunt them. We will never rest. We will never stop until our heroes are buried, because they are not buried. Our heroes have not been given a befitting burial. Even our eternal leader, Dim Odumugo Ojukwu, have not been given a befitting burial because the Biafrans are supposed to bury him, not Nigeria. He has not been buried officially. He has not been given a befitting burial. Millions of children that died during the Civil War has not been buried. Thousands who were murdered in the Asaba massacre has not been buried. Thousands of Igbos who were murdered during the pogrom, they have not been buried. And you want us to forget and pretend all is well. It is impossible. We will never forget. Never, ever forget. Number 5 reason why we will never forget is my presence here. Social media awakening. As long as we remain on this social media, we will continue to wake up the sleeping dogs everywhere. All those people who are sleeping, pretending not to know what is happening, we will continue to create awareness. One of the reasons, the Biafra story will never die. It will never stop. As long as people like me, we come online every day to tell the story of Biafra, to encourage the Biafrans, to demand for our freedom, you can never, ever take away the story away. You can never wish away our self-determination. The pursuit for self-determination will never stop until we are free. We will continue to come out on social media to demand for our freedom, to speak to Biafran people, encourage them and create awareness to the world, and continue to call the attention of the international communities that the time is now to create a country based on value system, a country where people will live like humans, not animals. The internet changed everything. I thank Chukwu Okike for the present day that we're in. The internet changed the whole thing. This is not like 1967, when there were no medium of contact, no medium of circulating information, and Nigeria just dominated everywhere with all their propaganda and lies. Never again. Not in the age of internet, where every information is out there. In few minutes, sometimes things will happen in Biafra land. Those of us abroad will get the information. Even people back home will not get the information. There have been several occasions where I have to call people from here to tell them what is happening. So the social media is very powerful. The internet is powerful. You can no longer wish away self-determination. The internet have changed everything. Young people now discuss history openly. Even when Nigeria government have removed history from their curriculum, they hide history, they distort history, they try to change history, like the one that Gowon is still doing. Like the role that Gowon want to die with. Gowon want to die with his lies. Gowon is ready to die with lie and propaganda, like the lies he's telling. We, the younger ones that are still here, and those who are younger than us, they are now openly discussing history. We discuss it. Just like in this program, you can ask your question, you can bring your own opinion. We discuss openly, nothing is hidden. Old narratives are challenged. All those, they are old lies, like the lie that the Gowon is telling. We challenge it and we bring evidence. And I thank you, our eternal leader, Dim Odimegbojuku, left much more information. The transcripts for something like the Aburi Accord is still there. The transcript is there. And yet, some persons will still come to tell a lie, to change the truth that we all know. There are still some eyewitnesses who are still alive. But they are fighting to change narrative. They will never, not in this life. We are here to challenge all the lies, all the old narratives. We challenge them from A to Z. Alternative opinions spread faster than ever before. Information spread faster than ever before. They can no longer control the narrative. While they are using their media to push their lies, we go on social media, debunk them and trash their lies to pieces. And those who are seeking for the truth will always find the truth. That is one reason the agitation becomes stronger in recent years. And it will never stop until we become free. Don't even think of the agitation stopping. It will never, ever stop. The only thing that will make it to stop is when we are free. Once we get our independent state recognized, yeah, we will focus on building our nation. Now let us discuss something very, very important. Leadership in this struggle. Very important. Every movement rises and falls, partly because of leadership. Every movement rises or falls, partly because of leadership. And one major challenge within many liberation movements globally is internal disagreement. This is the greatest challenge we are facing today. The greatest challenge we are facing today, the internal disagreements. Different personality emerge, different strategies emerge, different ideology emerge. Some people prefer peaceful political engagement. Others prefer civil resistance. Others believe international diplomacy is the answer. And some become more radical due to frustration. We will have to, these are things that is just natural that you will see. And what you put in is what you get out. So when you see this situation, it is very important. I want everybody to pay attention to this part. So one especially our Biafran people, so that you know how to castigate your brother. You don't have to castigate your brother because he or she has a different opinion or a different idea. We are heading to that direction. We are heading towards one direction. The common interest is what matters. Every single one of us that is genuine is pursuing the freedom of the Biafran people. Freedom. That's what the unity of purpose, the purpose for which we gather is the most important thing. It is not about your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to be in any group you want to be. Freedom of association is guaranteed by our constitution. So you are entitled to join any group you want to join. You are entitled to have your own opinion. Even as I'm speaking here, you have the right to come in and air your own opinion. Nobody can bully you on what to say or direct you or try to hold you down. No. Different personalities emerge. Different strategies, different ideologies emerge. Some people prefer peaceful political engagement. We have people who prefer that in this agitation, sincerely pursuing that. You can't hate them because they are asking for peaceful political engagement. Others prefer civil resistance. There are some of us that are pursuing civil resistance, a massive civil resistance. That is what Nnamdi Kanu has gone for. Sabotage have gone for it also. Massive civil resistance. It is not a crime. It is not bad. Don't hate someone because he is not into your political engagement. You want to go on political engagement? Go ahead. Go ahead and continue your political engagement. At the end of the day, it will all end the round table. But continue on your political engagement and allow those who are engaged in civil resistance to continue. Others believe international diplomacy is the answer. Let those who believe on international engagement continue. Engage in international engagement. Forget about your own brothers who are fighting. Pretend as if you're not seeing them and focus your own job. Do your part. Do your part. These are different areas. Let there be division of labor. Focus you that want you feel that you can play a role on international diplomacy as the answer. Go ahead and pursue it and bring it. And some become so radical due to frustration. Some of us have been radicalized. After talking and shouting and begging and writing petition and doing all manner of things, and nobody pays attention. People get frustrated. They get radicalized. Don't hate them because of that. It is the system that radicalized them. So don't hate your brother or attack you or call them names. Call them unpredictable names because they have been radicalized by the same system. You don't need to attack them. Focus on that area you believe is working for you. This internal division can weaken any movement. When this division comes and people begin to attack each other based on this item that I have listed, simply because somebody have a different opinion, somebody have different ideology, so you begin to attack. Sometimes you begin to work for the enemy, knowingly and unknowingly, thinking that you are doing good, thinking that you are protecting your agitation, not knowing that you are destroying it. This internal division can weaken any movement. Any movement. Supporters begin fighting each other. Instead of focusing on the larger goal, you are fighting your brother, you are fighting your sister. Instead of focusing on the larger goal, you are busy blackmailing your brother, including blackmailing your leader, the face of the struggle, somebody you know that even if Biafra will recognize today, they will call him. He must be called upon. Someone you know that there is no way Biafra will recognize without mentioning him. But yet, you derive joy in blackmailing him. You derive joy in ridiculing him. and you think you can get, you think you will succeed. Sorry to disappoint you. You are a disgrace to yourself. And because of this unprintable hatred and kind of them, misinformation spreads. So many of us today in this agitation, we are the agent of misinformation. Simply because of different opinion, because you don't like a person, you manufacture lies, you manufacture false information without any evidence whatsoever. Just like the Department of Sabotage today is doing against Nnamdi, the ex-DOS. Just like what they are doing against Nnamdi today, manufacturing different kinds of blackmail and propaganda without any fact to back it up. Misinformation. Go to their platform today. Their messages is filled up with misinformation. Their messages filled up with the same thing they defended many, many years ago is what they are now rolling back. Everything they have spoken against is what they are rolling back. Misinformation spread. Trust have broken to pieces. There is no sane Biafran that can trust the SDOS. It doesn't matter, except you are not sane. There is no sane Biafran that will trust the SDOS. No matter what they do, we cannot trust them anymore. Trust break down. Confusion grows. Today, so many people have even decided to stay calm because of the confusion. They no longer be part of the agitation anymore. Some people have walked away. Not that they don't want freedom. They want freedom. They want it like today. But they cannot continue in the confusion and all that is happening. Many people have decided to go cold. That is why in most of our platform, you see that people have deserted, and some people don't even. I have seen many people who I call privately, some that call me privately and tell me how disappointed they are. Not because they don't want the freedom, but they are disappointed with what some of us are dishing out from our mouth. What some of us on camera to speak. And you begin to wonder, from which planet are these people coming? What are these people really looking for? Are these truly Biafrans? That is how bad it is. Confusion everywhere. This happens in many struggles around the world, not only in Biafran struggle. A movement without unity, discipline, and strategic leadership can easily become vulnerable to confusion and manipulation. And these people were able to succeed. The Zoological Republic were able to succeed because of the absence of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa. More especially, from the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went out of the picture. All hell broke loose. The Nigerian government were able to manipulate. They were able to. We became vulnerable. Immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was out of it, we became vulnerable. Indiscipline became the order of the day. Indiscipline. Nobody wants to listen. Mazi Simon Ekpa came to take the mantle. Nobody wants to listen. The SDOS, they said instead Mazi Simon Ekpa to be in charge, they would destroy it, and that is what they did. And they are still doing it today. Because of the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The agitation became vulnerable. And the manipulators entered. We lost unity. We lost discipline. We lost strategy. Mazi Simon Ekpa come on board and restore so many of this. Begin to restore discipline to a certain extent. Restore a strategy. Restore unity. But when they succeeded in taking Mazi Simon Ekpa away, everything gone back to zero. Everything has gone back to today. There is no discipline. Everybody, people on their camera and say whatever they want to say, including attacking the leader, the face of the struggle. There is no strategy. All they do is to come online and abuse and insult and curse. Some people, what they derive job in, just like when I'm making video, they will come and carry my video, they will go and do it, say they're analyzing. What are you analyzing? Analyzing what? What nonsense are you analyzing? To who? And for what? Some will on their camera just to abuse their brother, abuse their sister. Simple. Call themselves names. They think they are calling someone else. we became vulnerable. Confusion, manipulation everywhere. This is what have befallen us because of the absence of our leaders. And I pray that Chukwu Okike will help us and restore what we have lost. Now, let us address this very important and another controversial issue: infiltration into the struggle. The infiltration into the struggle is something that must be spoken about. Throughout history, governments around the world have monitored movements they consider politically sensitive and threatening. This is a system that operates the world. So when some of these things are happening, it is not just applicable to Biafrans alone. That is why it is important that you study history as a Biafran. Pay attention to history. Don't ever ignore it. It's important because it will guide you. It will lead you, guide you to know how to maneuver at a difficult time like the one we are in today. Throughout history, governments around the world have monitored movements they consider politically sensitive and threatening. That is not just unique with Nigeria. It is happening everywhere. Supporters of Biafra movements have seen it. That infiltration has created distraught, confusion, and division within the struggle. The Nigerian government, there is no doubt they have been able to infiltrate into the struggle today. That is why you can see somebody who claimed to be part of IPOB abusing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is not ordinary. It is not ordinary. Somebody who pledged allegiance to the indigenous people of Biafra, of which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is serving life sentence for. The indigenous people of Biafra, of which Mazen Samara is serving 6 years in Finland, and yet you will come and you are attacking them and calling them names. These are the people who are serving sentence for different organization that you say you are defending. But all you do is to on your camera, abuse them, insult them, call them unprintable names, even provide evidence for the government against the people that you claim to be working under. Unbelievable. The only reason it's happening is because of the infiltration of the government. From the moment Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was taken out of the picture, the government infiltrated fully. They infiltrated the struggle. Mazen Samara tried to clamp them down, stop them to an extent, and they went and pushed ahead internationally to remove him. And the infiltration now can no longer be controlled. It is to your intent, O Israel. If you do not have conscience in you, they will just bully you and take you out. The infiltration is so heavy and clear. It is not even confusing. At this point, they are walking in the open. You see the one that called herself a nigger. When you see her open her mouth and speak, for those of us who have been here for decades, when she speaks, I just pity her. I just pity her. Those of us who have been following this struggle for decades, when she opened her mouth and speak and make claims, at the same time calling Chukwu Okike, claiming to have investigated, then you will understand the length the struggle has been infiltrated. And I thank Biafrans that gave her woto. The Biafrans gave her woto. She said she's on leave. We are waiting for her to come on leave. We are waiting for her to come back from her leave, and let's see what she's coming back with. And then we will know what to give to her. As she has gone out for leave, we are preparing for her return. We are preparing her welcome address. That is how far infiltration have done damage to the struggle. Infiltration of the struggle has created distrust, confusion, division within the struggle. Informants, provocateurs, political manipulation have contributed to internal conflict as we speak. There are lots of informants inside the struggle. Informants feeding the government with information every single day. There are provocateurs who are among us just to provoke you, to provoke unnecessary sin. There are different kinds of political manipulations. Some of them claiming to replace, the one you're seeing now, those who are trying to replace Mazen Nnamdi. Some claim to replace Mazen Simon Ekpa. Blackmailing Mazen Nnamdi, blackmailing Mazen Simon Ekpa, taking out their position and claiming that they can do something when they cannot do nothing. They can't do anything. Politically manipulating people, answering the big name that doesn't make sense. All this nonsense contribute to the internal conflict we are seeing today. Everybody giving him or herself a title. Everybody claiming what they are, what they are not. That is what is fueling the internal conflict we are seeing today, because we are not fools, we are not idiots. When we see those who are sincere, we know them. When you are just entertaining or trying to make yourself relevant, we know you. And that is what is creating the conflict you are seeing, the internal conflict that you are seeing today. Again, these are issues commonly discussed within activists circles globally. These things happen. It happens. At the same time, the Nigerian government has consistently maintained that it must preserve national unity and security. Of course, you know who they are working for. The British. The British. They are not ready to have a decision. Instead of them discussing for national unity, they discuss with Boko Haram. Instead of Nigeria to dialogue with the Biafran people that are asking for a legitimate right, they prefer to dialogue with the terrorists. They dialogue with them, including paying them off, giving them compensation, and giving them everything they need. That is why they come online and tell you that the terrorists are their brothers, that the terrorists are prodigal sons. That is what you hear. But when they come to people who are agitating for their freedom, they are terrorists. They need to be exterminated. That is what you hear from them. They go after them with every kind of force. Up to this moment as you speak, you do not have the amount of soldiers in Biafra land in the northern part where the terrorists are in charge. You don't have the amount of soldiers you have in Biafra land in the southwest where terrorists are running rampage, where they are kidnapping school children, where they are kidnapping breastfeeding mothers and children. A place where they have beheaded. Yet, you cannot see the population of the military in Biafra land like we see them. Why? So what we are seeing is a deep conflict between two positions. That is what we are seeing. A deep conflict. Instead of discussing, they don't want to discuss. One side speak about self-determination and perceive injustice. The other side speak about national unity and state security. How can you have national unity in the situation of Nigeria, where hatred is the order of the day, where injustice is the order of the day? How can you have national unity where the right of the people is not respected? But these are the two sides that are at war in Nigeria. One side speak about self-determination and perceived injustice to be treated. And the side of the zoo speak about national unity that doesn't exist and state security that they never want to have. This tension continues today, and it will continue until Biafra is let go. It will never stop. Don't think it's going to stop. It is not going to stop today, not tomorrow, not ever. It will continue. Another powerful issue is media narrative. Media propaganda is one of the issue, the role of the media. Their media propaganda, another major problem. History shows that whoever control narrative often control public opinion. Understand that. Whoever controls the media control the narrative, control the public opinion. During colonial times, government used media and education to shape political thinking. So the issue of media, the media propaganda and the media narrative is very strong, very, very strong and crucial. Whoever control narrative often control public opinion. And you know, public opinion determines what happens, including in court cases. Public opinion matters a lot. That is why when you see the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu coming to give you update of his conditions, their thoughts, and what have gone through, it is not to entice you, it is not for popularity, it is to maintain that public opinion in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu. But some idiots who are ignorant will be telling you, why would the lawyers, every time they come online to update, why would they come online to update? Public opinion plays a major role. More especially in a political case like this case of Nnamdi Kanu, public opinion matters. That sympathy from the public matters a lot. Because the government can use their narrative and create hatred against Nnamdi Kanu, and that hatred will be blown out of proportion. Before you know it, they will create a narrative that the world will begin to believe that Nnamdi Kanu is actually a terrorist. That is why you must fight against propaganda. When they push their evil propaganda, fight it on media. This is why it is important to be online. But some of us who are this online are doing the negative part instead of doing the right thing. Just like the narrative that the XDOS is creating. If we don't attack them, debunk all their lies, and push them to those people where they belong, before you know it, people will begin to believe it as the truth. That is how media works. With the propaganda that the XDOS is pushing, the Department of Sabotage, that propaganda they are pushing, lying against Nnamdi Kanu, if we don't challenge it, if we don't attack it and debunk it, before you know it, people will begin to believe it as the truth. That is the power of narrative and media. That is the power of narrative. That is why you must not be silenced in your own platform, even if it's one person watching you. And when you come across a program like this one I'm conducting, you share it and let it go viral. Let people get this information into their head. You never can tell. You never can tell who the message will change. You never can tell who will take action because of the message. It takes only one man to make things happen. It takes only one voice to change the situation. That is why we must be active on the media. Because during colonial times, government used media and education to shape political thinking of the people. Even today, propaganda exists everywhere, in politics, in television, in social media, and international relations. There is propaganda everywhere. That is why you must show your presence and focus. Be disciplined in your reportage. Some Biafran supporters believe negative stereotypes against Igbos were politically encouraged over decades, and that is absolutely true. Negative stereotype against the Igbos were politically encouraged over the decades. Most of the things that people believe about the Igbo today was just a propaganda. The same way they put the propaganda of the Igbo coup. That after so many years of loss of life and dehumanization, suddenly confession is coming that there was nothing like Igbo coup whatsoever. There was nothing like Igbo coup. But this propaganda created a narrative that people believed. And they built hatred without any proper investigation, without something they were not part of. They have been punished for something they are not part of. negative stereotype against Igbos were politically encouraged over decades. Some others disagree and argue that Nigeria ethnic tension are broader and more complicated. Whatever you think, you are entitled to your opinion. All we want is an evidence to prove and to back up your claims. But one thing is certain: ethnic hatred is dangerous. Ethnic hatred is very dangerous. And this is what you have in the country called Nigeria today. Ethnic hatred is dangerous. When politicians use ethnicity to divide people, ordinary citizens suffer the consequence. And that is what you are seeing in Nigeria today. This is what is happening in the Zoological Republic today. Because every now and again, the politicians use ethnicity to divide the people. Buhari did it. Tinubu today is doing it even much better than Buhari did. And this is why many Nigerians today are calling for honest conversation about restructuring, fairness, and national unity based on justice rather than fear. This is what the Biafran's agitation is all standing for. And many other agitation in the country called Nigeria. But they wouldn't listen. They will blackmail us and term us troublemakers. Many Nigerians today are calling for honest conversation about restructuring, fairness, and national unity based on justice rather than fear. It is so sad. It is so sad. But as for we will never forget. Tribal hatred is very dangerous. Tribal hatred is very, very dangerous. Now, let me say this clearly. No society can move forward when hatred becomes normal. No society on the planet Earth can move forward when hatred becomes normal. Whether Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Ijo, or any other ethnic group, ordinary people mostly want the same thing. The ordinary people mostly want the same thing: peace, security, opportunity, respect, a better future for their children. This is what we are asking for. But political manipulation often turns communities against each other. You will see people hating the Biafran people. Somebody that have not done any business with you whatsoever. There are some people that has never lived together with a Biafran. They have never lived in the Southeast before. They have never done anything with the Biafran. But once they see you, you are from the old side, they begin to hate you immediately. They see you as a threat. Even when they have not had any transaction with you whatsoever. Young people must be careful not to inherit hatred blindly. The youth must be careful. Do not inherit hatred blindly. History should teach wisdom, not endless revenge. Like we see in the North. Every time they tell you how Ahmadu Bello was killed, every time they tell you that their leaders were assassinated, and when they say it, they refuse to talk about the counter coup in which they killed the first general in Africa, General Aguironsi. The president of the country, an Igbo man, was murdered in cold blood. They don't talk about it. Thousands of Igbo officers were murdered in cold blood. There was a program in North where pregnant women were cut down. Their belly was opened and the baby brought out and killed. They don't talk about that. But they will be very fast to tell us about what happened to Ahmadu Bello. History should teach us wisdom, not endless revenge. Now let's go to the future of the struggle. So what is our future today as we speak? What is our future? What is the future for us. The future depends on wisdom, dialogue, leadership, and strategy. People must ask difficult questions. People must ask difficult questions. How can justice be pursued peacefully? How can political grievance be addressed responsibly? How can community protect themselves from manipulation? How can truth and reconciliation happen? Because without honest dialogue, anger continues to grow underground. And when government ignore emotional and political grievance for too long, tension usually increase. And this is the situation in the contraption called Nigeria. You can continue to deny it. It's up to you. My message to the youths listening to this very morning program, wherever you are listening from, either you are listening on TikTok or you're listening on Facebook or you're on YouTube, and you are listening to this program, study history deeply. My message to you is study history deeply. Do not allow social media alone to educate you. Do not allow social media alone to educate you. Read multiple perspectives. Understand emotion, but also understand facts. Every generation has a responsibility to think critically. The future of any society depends heavily on informed young people. Do not let politicians use you as a tool of hatred. Fight for justice intelligently. Protect your humanity. Even when discussing painful history, protect your humanity. Wherever you are listening from on this program, I appreciate you for hanging on up to this very moment. So as we conclude this morning broadcast, remember this: the Biafran question did not appear overnight. It is connected to history, identity, political, colonial legacies, civil war memories, leadership struggle, and modern frustration. Whether one supports Biafra or supports one united Nigeria, honest dialogue is necessary. There must be a honest dialogue. Honest dialogue is necessary. Very, very necessary. Silencing conversation does not remove grievance. History must be discussed honestly. Justice must matter at all times. Justice must matter. Human life must matter. And leadership must rise above propaganda, hatred, and manipulation. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, everyone that is watching this program, I thank you so much for joining this broadcast and for being patient up to this minute as we are rounding up. If you found this discussion valuable, please subscribe to this very channel. Share this live stream massively and drop your opinion respectively in the comment section. And I ask you, in your own terms, with your own understanding, where do you think Nigeria got it wrong? Can true unity exist without justice? I want you to give an answer to these questions on the comment section as you're watching. Where do you think Nigeria got it wrong? Can true unity exist without justice? What lesson should young generation learn from history? I appreciate every one of you that have been with us on this program. Always remember, we have a task ahead of us. As we are waiting for the 30th of May that is coming, prepare yourself. 30th of May is a total lockdown in Biafra land. Don't wait for anybody. Nobody is coming to enforce it for you. If you know something that you're going to use, begin to prepare yourself now against 30th. That day, buy everything you need. Every single thing you need to buy it and keep it with you, within yourself. It is a total lockdown. You are not going anywhere. Stay with your family and pray for the soul of our departed. Remember, every 30th May, the Zoological Republic terrorists will always come with their attack. There will be false flag. And don't allow them to use you as a false flag against the Biafra, because whether you live or you die, Biafra must come. If you allow them to use you to blackmail Biafra, you will not live, but Biafra will live. So, to be on the safe side, obey simple instruction. Once you are in Biafra land, stay indoor on the 30th, no coming out. If you're a stranger, 30th is not the day to visit Biafra land. If you're a stranger, 30th is not a day to visit. If you are in Biafra land on that 30th, whether you're a stranger, stay in your hotel. Stay in your hotel. There is no coming out. Stay in your hotel throughout that 30th. If you want to leave Biafra land before 30th. Don't make yourself a willing tool in the hand of the enemy. They can use you to blackmail Biafra, but Biafra will definitely come. Nothing will make us to stop observing our Heroes Day. And remember, this very year one is unique. On that 30th, our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu, will deliver the Sokoto Declaration alongside with Mike Arnold. Mike Arnold, who has been doing wonderfully well in the front line, internationally speaking, on the genocide of the Biafrans, genocide of the Christians in Nigeria, and the predicament of the Biafrans. So he's going to join Nnamdi Kanu on the Sokoto Declaration on the 30th. I can't wait. I can't wait to witness what will be the content. So wherever you are, don't forget that date. Very important. It is a lockdown. Not sit at home, lockdown. Also remember that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa will be in court on the 5th of August. 5th of August, our Prime Minister will be in court. Try as much as possible to support the international lawyer. The link to support the international lawyer is out there. Search for the link, make your contribution. It is important. Mazi Simon Ekpa must be properly represented, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, by the special grace of Chukwu Obiama, is getting adequate representation internationally and locally. And we want the same to be applicable to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Adequate representation. That is why the international lawyer is invited into the case. He is not going to Finland there to go and begin to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court, but he has a major role to play internationally, consulting with the Foreign Affairs Minister of Finland, consulting with the United Nations, consulting with the European Union and United States of America to influence and make sure that the rights of Mazi Simon Ekpa is respected. His rights have been abused in the lower court. But at this appeal court, we will not allow the same to happen again. We will do everything humanly possible to see that Mazi Simon Ekpa gets a fair hearing. So don't forget. Also remember that there will be a protest in Finland from the 5th of August to 7th of August. Mazi Simon Ekpa has requested that Biafra should come to Finland in solidarity. The same way we went for convention, everybody should converge in Finland before 4th. The protest will start from the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. But the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa will last from the 5th up until 21st of August. From the 5th to 21st of August. That's how the case is going to last. But the protest will start from 4th till 7th. Every single one of us must be there. If you are capable, make sure you are there. Mazi Simon Ekpa did that for Mazi Nnamdi. He was always there. He never allowed the name of Mazi Nnamdi to be recalled. He never allowed Mazi Nnamdi to be forgotten. At this time, we have a role to play to make sure that he is properly represented. So wherever you are, do not forget. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a unifying force that today put in place the 100 men. Some of you don't know the implication of the 100 men. That 100 men that Mazi Nnamdi announced is the unification of the entire Biafran people. And everyone that is fighting it is fighting the unification of Biafra. That is why when I see this, these people that call themselves Department of Sabotage, the ex-DOS, attacking the 100 men, they are attacking the unification of Biafra. They don't want Biafra to unify. I don't know why they don't want us to unify. I don't know why they don't want us to be together. I don't know why they are so pained because Biafrans are coming together. I can't understand that. Why are they so pained? Why are they so pained that Biafrans are coming together, regardless your group, regardless where you are, regardless your ideology or belief, come together as one and pursue a common interest? And they are tagging this to be something else. Only a demonic person will speak against the 100 men. Only a demonic person. The struggle have gotten to a stage where every Biafran has to put their hand on deck and do the job. And it has gone out from the time of riffraff. This time, professionals are handling the issue of the cause of Biafra. It's on a very high stage. It is no longer just come and talk online and go to bed. That is why you must embrace the 100 men. If you feel you are capable, join the 100 men. Go there and make your input. Go there and make your input. Make your own contribution. I pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to guide and protect every single one of us wherever we are. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all of you that have been with me on this program from beginning to the end. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And may Chukwu Okike guide and protect our promise of Mazi Simon Ekpa. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again later in the evening by the special guest of the program. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and stay strong. Don't ever give up. We shall overcome. Have a wonderful day and bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chukwu Okike abịama pụrụ ihe niile Chineke na-enye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na isi ala niile anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile. Onye anyị na-aja mma wee anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị onye kere ihe niile ekere eke ma ọ bụ onye kere ya. Ọ bịa mere ndị ndị nsọ na-ekiri ha na isi ala niile ọbụladị ndị n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile wee na-arịọ gị mma anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebube gị ngozi tinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye bụ nna Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị ga-etu wee baa ise obodo kwesịrị isi wee laa ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma oge ebighị biko ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ na nkede na ụmụ ha dara na ahụ anyị wee na-arịọ gị wee na-adịgide ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche iwe etinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ nke isi wezụga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị gọzie aha nsọ isi ala bulie aha nsọ n'elu ise ise ise.
But you know what? I would like to do No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm going to do in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Any